And package makes 2 quarts of Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. 9 great flavors, the drink you love. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
For the very best drink you ever made.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
Be sure that the envelope says Kool-Aid.
Yes, and I hope you'll all join us. I am the master of the macabre, the epitome of evil, the most sinister man to crawl on the face of the earth, in case you didn't know.
Oh! Who's that I see walking in these woods? Why, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's time for Who Cares Podcast.
What the hell?
That's right, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I care. I care, and I'm glad everybody is here back. You're one of the 10,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, not subscribers. I don't want to say that. You're one of the 10,000 listeners that is now listening across the globe. Did you know we had somebody from South Africa? I was going to say South America. No. South Africa.
Just one?
Just one. I'm not gonna be honest with the people.
That's actually something to be.
That's right.
Super stoked about.
He calls and he I don't know, comes on Skype with us or something. Anyways, who cares? It's me, Steven Moraga, Steven with a PH. And once again, you're here for the spookiest time, the very special Team Rocket version of the Who Cares podcast. And we are live with Pokey John.
What's up, guys?
He's also Pokey Ramen.
I'm chowing down some ramen noodles. I'm super hungry, but sorry. I'll be done in a second. How are you guys doing? I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm great.
Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so maybe you had a little, you drank a little too much tonight. You need some ramen.
A little bit too much.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're on the podcast. And then we're also going to have Jim Jones later. And we also, I don't want to leave this, but we're also having our creative director from What's the Play and What's the Play Games on tonight, the lady, Miss Chelsea. She is Club Penguin superstar. You might have seen her at least 7 years ago, but she was at age 11. This girl was a child prodigy. She was making videos. She had fan pages, and I think we should give a shout out to the fan page creators too tonight. But in saying that, thank you once again for joining us on the Who Cares podcast. This podcast is growing by leaps and bounds, and I really want to let everybody know how much it means to me and how much it means to everybody here. Now, before I go into everything about our special guest, I want to let everybody know you can reach us. First of all, go to twitch.tv, What's the Play Games, and you're going to find the adventures of Pokey John as he searched for them shinies, right?
Absolutely, and I got to find my girlfriend, too.
That's right. He's also on the search for his girlfriend this week.
Yeah, I found some clues.
He found some clues.
I know exactly where to go.
Yeah, so it's not just about shinies. His girlfriend left him, and Team Rocket might have fucking taken him. Why is Team Rocket Australian? Because it sounds like the way I'm saying it sounds very Australian.
No,
they're not Australian at all. But they're very evil and diabolical, like the way...
They're super, overconfident and awesome.
They're overconfident and awesome, just like this podcast. And just like our creative director. So... I want to let everybody know, go to twitch.tv/what's-the-play-games. And also, too, please follow us. Please subscribe there at twitch.tv what's-the-play-games. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. What's the Play is the channel. And then also What's the Play app on Twitter and What's the Play app on the gram. And I want to make sure that each and every one of you, if we're giving out right now for twitch.tv/what's-the-play-games for the next 2 weeks only, if you subscribe to us, you will be getting an Amazon gift card in the mail, but make sure you email us at info@whatstheplay.net, or just get on the Twitter and make sure that you let us know and show, maybe you can screenshot or whatnot, and just make sure that you show us that you are definitely a follower. And I know you won't. I know they won't ever unfollow.
No, they wouldn't.
Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Who the heck is that?
That takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of effort. So without further ado, we're here with the lady of the hour. She's If Picasso needed followers, he would look to her to make the art. I want to say right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the most beautiful creative director that any company has ever known. Here she is, Miss Chelsea Jimenez, creative director of What's the Play and What's the Play Games. Miss Chelsea, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
Now, Miss Chelsea, we've known each other for a minute.
Literally a minute.
Well, I don't know. I would say a year.
Yeah, but we didn't really start, like, knowing each other until, like, I'd say a month or so ago.
Okay, well, that's true. That's true. Well, really, a month or so?
Real? I mean...
You said I got mad at you.
But that was before I, like, actually, like, knew you, you know?
Right,
like,
but...
Back then, I was just looking at... I just looked to you as Josh's friend.
Right. Jay Stu, producer extraordinary, who's no longer with us at this moment. He's off producing other things. But, you know, that's what happens when you're in demand. So we're thankful for him producing what he could for us, and we wouldn't be here without him. But we also wouldn't have Miss Chelsea here without him as well. So, but Miss Chelsea, even though you pretty much didn't know us, you produced some of the greatest pitch videos. Because I had to go pitch in front of investors. I'm going to take this off. God damn it, I'm still on the camera on it. Yeah, so I had to go pitch to investors, but I used your videos, and early on we used some of the videos that you produced or that you created for us, and I kind of want to touch back on that, and let's go back to, well, anyways, if you just want to give a real quick synopsis, who you are, what do you do right now at this very moment, and where you go to school, and your age, and how wonderful you are. Just a 30-second pitch.
All right. Okay. Well, hey guys. My name is Chelsea, like he said, and I like how he calls me Miss Chelsea too. I am 19 years old, and I go to UC Davis, so one of the universities for California, and I am currently double majoring in design and digital and cinema media, and I'm emphasizing in graphic design. I also want to get into like video too.
That's right.
Into video.
Well, you got into video about a year ago when I first met you, because some of the baddest investors in the world actually saw some of your videos.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Now, Ms. Chelsea, I think there's two reasons why I really, really admire you. Number one, your art is fantastic. Your graphic design is fantastic.
Thank you.
And number two, you challenge me on pretty much everything. I think that we have the most... Right, the most. What's the word? Not contemptuous, because we're not. No, but you challenge me. But you challenge me with thought. You challenge me with ideas, and it is such a breath of fresh air, because you actually have a thought process behind it, and you actually have reason, and so it puts me on my toes. Like, oh shit, what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, and of course I don't do it with any bad intention. If anything, it's a good intention, because it shows that I care and like I want you to succeed.
Well, it shows us that we need to transition to get to know you because of that. And so I'd like for you to talk about from the early days, from a wee young Chelsea. She was growing up on the mean streets of Vacaville.
Vacaville.
Right?
Vacaville.
How do you say it?
Vacaville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vacaville.
Vacaville.
Oh, okay.
The back of the car.
Right. And I know you come from a Filipino background.
Yes.
And kind of enlighten the audience, kind of where you came from and how you got to age 11, was it, that you started the Club Penguin graphic design aspect?
Okay, I actually don't have a lot of memories of, like, that early in my childhood, but I was very Americanized. I was very whitewashed. So, like, my family would try to throw all of these, like, Filipino traditions on me and stuff, but I just couldn't. Like, even when I was, like, 7, I was like, this isn't what I believe in. Like, it's just crazy.
That's crazy.
Looking back at it.
So you just turn your back on all Filipino. Thanks, to all Filipinos out there. We love you. Don't listen to Miss Chelsea. We love all of you.
No, I love Filipino food.
I'm just.
Hell yeah, dude.
What about the people? Do you love? We're trying to go to the people.
People. You said all about people.
Okay, no, because that's our audience. I'm just kidding. We love Manny Pacquiao and everything he's done, and he's a fantastic boxer. I rooted for him over Floyd Mayweather.
He changed the world.
He did change the world.
Absolutely. Floyd Mayweather, he won that in such a stupid way.
He did.
He's such a little pansy.
He is a pansy.
I want to kick him in the ankles.
Yes, you do.
And so I'll run away.
So in the Philippines, now are your parents from the Philippines?
Yes.
So they came over with some old school traditions, possibly, and that's why you're like, I just want to be totally immersed in American culture, because at home maybe it was very Filipino-esque.
Yeah, and I think it was just more with the fact that in elementary school I like have gotten bullied for being Asian. And,
Really?
Like,
Whoa,
yeah,
what?
I have.
What?
That's like.
I mean, nothing like crazy. It's just like those little comments about like me being Asian. Like I feel like
Really?
embed into my brain, and that's what ended up with me like kind of not turning back on my culture, but like
Right.
really questioning it.
Right. I feel you. First of all, to all those bullies out there, I don't know if you've never seen beautiful girls in this world, but you must like terrible looking people if you bully this girl right here because she's Asian, because she's on a different level.
How to be nice.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What did they? They must have been like, they probably asked for the crust cut off by their moms.
Yeah, like,
For their peanut butter and jellies. We don't even.
No,
We don't like peanut butter and jelly with the crust, and we don't like Asian people.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables, right?
Uncrustables are bomb.
Yeah, Uncrustables is definitely wrong. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
like
it was nothing like serious. It's
Right.
just like
You
when
felt
you're
it.
a kid, like little things like that, like they stay with you,
Absolutely.
and they really shape like how you think.
Absolutely. I think,
Yeah.
John?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Things that happen like your childhood, like that's who you are, man. Like that Modest Mouse song. It's like you're like whoever you're gonna be when you're 6 years old. You know, like you already know what you want when you're 6 years old. And I don't remember the exact lyric, but like that's everything.
Right,
It's like who
and
you
it's
are,
weird because
you know?
like 3 years ago, like has nothing to do with my life now, but when I was 3, has everything to do with my life now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Oh, that's kind of a lyric. Holy shit. Well, we're going to record, hopefully, well, that's just gone out to fucking the world. Hey, don't steal that.
Yeah, we'll
But,
take you.
Copyright it.
yeah, we just copyrighted it. Thank you, LSC. But that's awesome that you're opening up to the audience like that, because I think there's a lot of young Asian girls that possibly their parents were from the old world, and that the parents came here to give a new life and to make to give the best opportunity possible to their kids, or maybe they were just trying to get away from a regime that was trying to take them, trying to kill them, basically. And but America is so much better for the fact that I guess the dummies dictators over there want to get rid of all their people, and because it's brought so much culture, it's brought so much. God, imagine America just a bunch of like, oh my
Without
god.
Chinese food and Mexican food, like. I
Well,
don't
now
wanna
you're going
live in a
food, but
place
that's
like that.
right, exactly.
I don't wanna live in a place like that. Sorry.
Well, I tend to think without the beautiful women that have come. I'm sorry,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going off a
Dude,
tangent.
like, dude, like that's.
And I guess the guys are
one
cool
third
too. I
of
guess.
why, like besides donut shops and tacos. Like,
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what America used to look at them like, and now they're infiltrating. I don't want to say it like that, but now they're definitely the leaders in all the different colleges and the different, especially tech companies, just pretty much, and doctors. I mean, Jesus Christ, if it wasn't,
sorry.
go ahead.
Like all the signs around town, like re-elect mayor, like Young Kim, and
There you go.
Like everybody's from like an Asian descent, kind of.
Right, and the fact that Chelsea is Filipino is Chelsea. Forgive me if I'm wrong here, but my last name is Hispanic, from Spanish descent, and it sounds like your last name is from Hispanic descent, Jimenez. So
Yeah.
what's the story?
Filipinos, like they have like a Spanish. I don't know what it is exactly, but there is like a connection between like Spain and the Philippines. Like we have like Hispanic descent.
I want to say that they colonized it. Hopefully not, but I want to say that they did. Obviously,
There's
something
a
happened.
saying that Filipinos are like the Mexicans of Asia. That's like the saying.
Dude, I didn't know that you knew that, so we like that. It's crazy.
Hey, she's Filipino. She can say that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm Mexican. I can agree with that. So,
Yeah, we're not
so
super
very good.
excited. I like would visit other websites with the same website host. It was like a community. Like you would like comment on each other's websites and
Sorry,
stuff.
John. Did you have something to say?
So you interacted.
Yeah, I like basically made friends that had the same passion as I did, and we just all were like a little community.
Right. So, so you did that, and you started to see a little bit of momentum, I guess you would say. And then, as a shy girl, I'm just trying to let the audience kind of feel the peaks and valleys of your come to prominence as a Club Penguin superstar. So, as you came, as peak and valley, you'd have some followers and whatnot, and you're very shy still at this time. And then all of a sudden, what happened that kind of set you apart and you thought, oh, fuck, I am better than everybody?
Like we said, like the Penguin was like obviously like the main part of like my online like childhood, but I just realized like because obviously like I got famous with like YouTube, right? And of the people don't know about this, but like there was a community on YouTube for Club Penguin people that would make music videos to like popular songs, and they would have like the penguins in the game like sing the lyrics, I guess. Like they would type it out so it looks like they're singing it, and people would manipulate and edit those clips into a music video, and I was one of them. And I just learned how to edit videos through that, and I realized like, wow, like I have so much like potential with like making creative, with doing something creative and original through video editing. And I was like one of the only people in that community that had that, like, I guess,
talent,
ability. Yeah.
Now, what made you think of that? Like, what made you think that you had that ability?
Just as I kept editing, like I got more views, and as I obviously made more videos, I got more experience and better at what I was doing. And I realized that all my videos like had way more effects and way more like effort than everyone else's.
Do you think some other people within Club Penguin were treating it with that much passion, or you just saw an avenue that you wanted to run with it and you fucking ran with it, and nobody else did? Or do you think that you were just that much better?
Let's see. I feel like I definitely put in a lot more effort than most people who make Club Penguin music videos. Like I would literally spend like, I don't know how I did that, honestly. Like I could not do it now. I would work.
Well, you weren't talking to anybody, Chelsea.
Huh?
You weren't talking to anybody.
Exactly. Because I had no social life. I would work on videos for like 8 hours straight. It was ridiculous, nonstop, no breaks.
That's awesome.
And within that 8 hours, I would create like something. Because like the music video is only like 2 or 3 minutes long, you know?
Right. Only that's actually like, you know, in video world, that's actually like that's a long time.
Yeah, but to people that don't edit videos, they don't really like understand like how much time it takes to edit a video.
Right. And
a lot of people that made those Club Penguin music videos, they would just like put in like the clip and add like slap on a random effect and call it a day. You know, like I would really like look through every like not even a second, like half a second of each like part of every video and like make sure that like it looks really nice and it was really creative and new and something that no one else in that community has done before.
You hear that, everybody? And that's why she's a creative director of What's the Play and What's the Play games. So yeah, it's actually very obvious in all of your work. But you know, in saying that, I don't have a video editing or video creation background, but I do have a music background. And if you want to say that it's directly proportional to exactly what you're doing, well, if you look at most music, most top hits or whatever, they're usually around 2.5 minutes to about 2.5 minutes, maybe a little under, maybe a minute. I don't know what, a minute 50 to. No, they're a little like 2:10 to 2.5, right? 2.5 minutes on average, right? So that's basic. And so that if you think of your favorite songs, like you think they pack a lot into that, but that's really a long time. I mean, to create,
it is a long time,
right? I mean, it's a long time on the treadmill or on the stair climber or on the elliptical or just that race. God damn. But so I understand the creative process that goes into 2.5 minutes. And
yeah, like people that don't edit videos, they think that like it takes like it could take me an hour just to do like 5 seconds of a video, you know?
Now we're not going to get into specifics of monetary wise, but I think you did kind of bring that up to us in the sense that, hey, listen, motherfucker, I worked on this 8 hours and I don't think I got paid enough for this. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you just did a 2-minute video, right? Or maybe a little less than that, but still. And now as you're explaining it to me, I'm relating it to my journey. Maybe I didn't realize it at the time either, you know. And I'm like, well, just get to work on it. And maybe I was wearing my Team Rocket outfit too. I'm not really sure. Maybe I was.
You were in your Team Rocket mode. I was
Team Rocket all day. And so I think to everybody out there, when you have talent, when you have somebody that you know has got that intangible it, you let them create. And you definitely take care of them on the back end. So in saying that, I think you might want to promote. And now listen, in saying that, she's our creative director. But if you would like to have some of Miss Chelsea's work, she won't give you all of her attention. She'll give you most of it, but that's better than everybody's 100%. So if you want to reach her, you can go to fiverr.com /Chelsea X Jimenez, and have her help you out with if you're getting a little stuck on some things, if you're feeling a little non-creative, or if some of your friends are just not making the videos that you really feel are possible. Maybe she can help you out with a couple clips, right, Chelsea? I think that's...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Honestly, anything you want, like, I got you. Like, just shoot me a message.
That's right. But just not that much. I'm just kidding. No, we want Chelsea to be... we want to share... we wouldn't be humans if we didn't allow talent to be shared throughout the masses. So just please go to fiverr.com, and she has her own portal there. It's Chelsea X Jimenez, Jimenez.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So you're now so when you became the superstar of all Club Penguin Superstars, what happened then? Did you get a couple fan pages, or what happened?
So yeah, like I remember I was so excited when I got 100 subscribers. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
I'm excited.
Badass. But then, like, I kept making more videos. I invested all of my free time into those videos because obviously, like, I was in elementary school, so, like, I didn't have, like, a ton of...
Wait.
Like,
Hold on.
responsibilities.
Hold on 1 second right now. I mean, 2009, I was, like, what? I was an age where I was, like, drinking in bars, and you were in elementary school.
Yep.
I was just getting done with my real estate. That's fucking hilarious.
It's crazy. Like...
No, but what I'm saying is,
like,
to everybody out there that has a kid, or what were you doing in elementary school? Did you have friends and fan pages? And I mean, that's fantastic. Like that shows that at a young age you were like kind of a prodigy.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's weird talking about it now because in that moment I didn't think like highly of it. Like,
right.
I would have. I hid this. It was like a secret almost to like from my real life friends. Like,
really?
I was embarrassed about it.
Oh my, well, I took tap dancing. I understand that. So I wasn't the greatest tap dancer though, but I walked into a tap dance and I'm like, hey, where's all the dudes from soccer? Why aren't they in here? I mean, doesn't everybody tap dance? So I understand what you're saying. Like, just because you think you have like some kind of talent, or maybe it's a little hidden. It absolutely has nothing to do with tap dancing. But what I'm saying is, maybe you think that you have like a little bit of talent, and what was being online and graphic design, was that considered maybe in your class not what everybody else was doing? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't, like, at that age, I don't think anyone even knew what graphic design was. Like, it was, like, I've never, even in high school, like, no one had the same passion as I did.
Wow. Fast forward 10 years and let's see how that works out, right? They probably all would love to be doing that kind of, yeah, that's crazy. Because I guarantee you, like, the parents have gotten younger and they were doing that stuff. Because you might even have parents your age at 19, right? I'm sure you have a couple friends that have kids, right?
Oh, yeah, no. There's actually, like, someone that graduated the same year as me. She's having her baby this week.
Wow. Well, hopefully that she is the best mother possible. You want to give her a shout out?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. No, we won't talk about it. So anyways, so you saw that people, and so what I'm getting to is you saw that people really liking your stuff, and they created a fan page. Because I went online and I saw Aura 1999. Because you told me a little bit. What?
That was my penguin.
That was your penguin, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I did some research. I had some of my hackers kind of check you out. And it looks like you had taken it down for a minute and then put it back up. Were you ashamed? Or were you like, oh, God, that's so old, Chelsea?
Yeah, actually, like, going back to the topic of embarrassment, I looked, so when I graduated elementary school and I was going to middle school, I looked at middle school as, like, a fresh start for me. Like, because also, like, side note, like, okay, this sounds really dumb looking back at it now, but one of the biggest insecurities of me was my glasses that I wore, and I got contacts right before middle school started.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
No, I had glasses too, so I got you. The contacts are a very freeing time.
Yeah, I love contacts. Yeah, so like I was just looking at middle school as like a fresh start. Like I wanted to because like even though my online world was so successful, my real world was like non-existent to me.
Wow,
and I thought that was really bad.
That is fascinating. You were like, if you look back at it, you're like the first wave of people who are trying to understand and conceptualize online versus real life. when the real life doesn't quite understand your online, and the online doesn't understand the real life.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird because now the online world is basically the real world now. It's just,
Right.
It's all combined into one. And like back then, like I had Twitter, I had Instagram, I had Snapchat, and like no one else did from my school. And people would think it's weird that I had online friends. Like I remember, the secret came out to like my friend group that I had an online
The
friend,
secret.
Jace too,
Jace
and they
too.
were like, they thought it was so weird.
Well, you know what? That may be because since you had parents from the old world, they really didn't understand or like maybe some white parents or really, really American. They've been here forever. They could be Latin. They could be black. I don't. Who knows?
It's all about how you play it off.
They played off, right? But maybe they were very strict on their kids. And, since you're a big sweetheart and you're not like a real crazy girl, daughter or anything like that, where they would be very protective of their other of their kids. They didn't want them being on, they had a lot of restrictions maybe placed on them growing up. Whereas you had kind of
all
full
my
reign
kids did.
because, you're a good kid and your parents were from the old school.
Yeah. Like, I remember my friends, like, back then, when we were, like, 11 years old, they would be like, I would never, like, even give out my real name to someone that I don't know online. But, like, here's me and Josh exchanging phone numbers the day we met.
Jesus. Good thing he was a normal guy. He could have been, like, an 85-year-old man or something that, like, was a
Well, we
creeper.
were video chatting. But, yeah, same point, yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying. Jay Stu is a fantastic guy, and it was meant to be. And you guys kind of helped each other out. You guys talked throughout. And honestly, you and Jay Stu have only met each other, in real life, once or twice?
Once for, like, 10 minutes, and we called it we had to have
Hey, wow. Well, I don't know what that means, but we'll just move on from that. Hopefully people, when they meet me in real life, you maybe spend a half hour. Jesus. I would expect.
Yeah, it was because my family was waiting for me. It was just we were on the way somewhere that was near Huntington Beach, and Josh was really close to it, so we decided to meet up. But obviously, I couldn't stay for a while because my family was on our way somewhere.
Yeah, like maybe you guys walked up to each other like, nah, this ain't it. Let's go be online friends.
Oh no, it wasn't like
kidding.
that. Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Pokey John just whispered that in my ear just to mess around. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I know you guys are, and I'm so thankful to Jay Stu, our producer from the first, 10, 15 episodes, and a very close friend of mine. I'm so thankful that he did introduce us together. You've been fantastic, and nothing but a godsend. And
Thank you.
so I'd like to kind of wrap this up a little bit and kind of talk about your graphic design. What I would characterize your graphic design as is something like kind of a smash mouth, in your face take on a lot of old school possible digital trends, but wrapped up in a bow that's made for today's marketplace.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you. So what do you think? Am I close? Am I close to that?
I agree, yeah. Yeah, I just really like things that pop and stand out from everyone else. That's like my main priority, I guess, as a designer. I want my shit to stand out.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, even from Club Penguin till now, even in my classes, because I'm a design major, so I do projects and stuff. I always just look at my competition, I guess. Look at other stuff posters or something, and
Really?
I decide okay, how can I make this my own?
So without giving away, because we do not want to give any of your competition love, but without giving them away, do you really look at the competition?
Yeah, I think that looking at your competitors is one of the most important things.
Well, in a sense, but then you also have to have blinders on. Fuck that, I know it's good.
Yeah, but yeah, of course, yeah.
It's kind of a weird hybrid, huh?
Yeah, I think really thinking about every possible factor is important.
Yeah, but I think that if if you look too much to your competition, then they might influence your actual design or whatever you're thinking. For instance, now that you've come aboard as our creative director, yes, we can take from idea. But if we look too much to some competition, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, we might take and be influenced, and we wouldn't even know it, and we're adding elements of their, and then we might be of their whatever application or with their influence or whatnot might actually infiltrate our design. And I think in some sense, because I really believe in you, Chelsea, and I think that you know what's up. Like, you know, you have your finger on the pulse like no other. Will you have it in 10 years? Probably pretty close. But I think that right now is your time to shine. And I think right now you're kind of laying out a genre that other people are going to try and catch up to.
Yeah, I forgot. I remember looking on Instagram one day, and I saw like a post about a book or something, and it was about like the book title was like something about how like the successful creative people are the ones that are best at stealing or something like that.
Well,
and,
that's
like,
true.
The idea that there is no original idea is true, because I understand that we all subconsciously take ideas from our world and like what we see, but it's like there's nothing wrong with that, because it's not like you're blatantly copying them 100%. Like, you're putting your own spin on it. Absolutely.
I relate to this. There's 12 notes on a keyboard. Really, there's A B C D F G H A B C, but A B C F G, and then the sharps and flats, right? So there's 12 keys, and what people have done in the 750 years of that actual keyboard is amazing, right? If you only got 12 keys to work with. And so everybody probably had that idea, or they did this or that, and it's the distribution, or it's the people that believe in you, or it's the inspiration. More than anything, I think it's inspiration. I think it's the inspiration that brings us to where that particular person is going to be. And so from what I see, I mean, man, I can't tell you, like, just doing this podcast logo, and everybody out there, if you've noticed our new podcast logo, that's definitely a Miss Chelsea creation. And I just think it's, it's almost like blurs your eyes, but you're like, damn, I can't help but looking at it. And it looks so much different than you look at everybody else's podcast logo, and it's like two guys or two girls in a background, and they're kind of goofy, and they're over 45 or whatever podcast people they are. And like, they're just grasping at like, things. No offense to all of our other podcasters, but you ain't shit. But so anyways, just kidding. You can represent us. It's who cares, the podcast. And so, but I want to make sure that everybody understands that what you're doing, I think you and I are kind of together paving a path that is unforeseen. Now, have people understood this, or have people had this in their idea? Are they getting drunk in their friend's garage at night thinking about this? Of course they have. But there's a difference between thinking about it and doing it. And you laid the groundwork from back then when you were 9, 10, 11 years old, and you did it. And now I'm just so thankful that you're here and you're doing it with us, who are also doing it. And so together, we're doing it.
Yeah, very, very well said. Yeah.
All right. Well, Miss Chelsea, I love your voice, and I know you're going on like one bar, but do you have a chance to stick around for our next guest?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No promises on when my phone will die.
If it dies, then our guest might die. So just to let you know that. No pressure.
Lifeline.
No pressure.
I got the iPhone 10 today, so we'll test out that.
Wait, you got the iPhone 10 today? I got that like a year ago.
Yeah, well, I have had the same iPhone for a few years now, and my family.
Okay, Jesus, Miss Chelsea, what you hear that? What a humble woman. Jesus, we would have got her iPhone 10 6 months ago. But you know what? That's her. She says, no, I'm going to make beautiful things and not even ask you for nothing. Yeah. So anyways,
God look at what you have.
That's right. So you can see all of her artwork. It's going to be, she's doing Day Space Dream art or intro video, right? Intro vid on
yes.
twitch.tv/what's to play games. And what are some of the other things that you've done for us? Maybe if you want to rattle them off for us.
Okay, so podcast logo. I recently created the What's to Play Games logo.
That was fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. I've done some like random videos. I remember that lyric video, I think, was my most like creative one, just because I had a song to work with.
Are you talking about Ant Jackson's hip hop song?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that was fantastic. That's kind of where I knew that you were just heads and tails above the rest, because I think when that punch came in, and then the eye, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even remember what my video was.
Okay, well I remember it.
The fact that you do is really nice.
Yeah, like when the punch came and then the eye, and then it disappeared or evaporated real quick. It was like, I remember looking at Anthony Jackson. You can reach him at what? At What's the Play app. Whatever, you can reach him at What's the Play app or whatever. But really, like that video in particular, like I just knew you had the cadence, you knew the beat, and you were able to convey that art. So to everybody out there, if we haven't told you how great this girl is, if UC Davis doesn't give her a degree tomorrow, I mean, I don't know. You can all write into her and say, UC Davis, we listen to Who Cares podcast, and we think she deserves a master's. Because she started at, 11 in graphic design? So she's already been done with school, and you've already got your doctorate. Like, Jesus Christ.
Wow, thank you. That's a big statement.
Well, we're a big thinking company. So thank you. Are you going to stick around? Right now we're about to do a little... We're going to continue with this Halloween. As unscary as Miss Chelsea is, we're going to go into this Halloween episode. And we're going to come into like this really weird world that we live in naturally. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the Jamestown Massacre, Miss Chelsea. Have you ever heard of the Jamestown Massacre?
I've heard of it in history class, but I don't remember about it.
Okay, what do you know about it?
I just know that it was a terrible thing that tons of people died from, and like it was just a random event that like no one expected. That's all I know. That's
true, and I guess he was the original. We've actually got the man that was responsible for that here live in studio, Miss Chelsea. Can you believe that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, he died about 30 years ago. They're over 35 years ago. But
and my iPhone X's life is attached to his.
Damn, she's witty and she's creative. Well, here he comes, Mr. James Jones, and I think he has. Is he coming in here? We did a little seance, Miss Chelsea, before this.
Package makes 2 quarts of Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, 9 great flavors, the drink you love. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid,
For the very best drink you ever made.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid,
Be sure that the envelope says Kool-Aid.
You can give your youngsters a lot of pleasure with Kool-Aid. You know it's pure and good. It has the Parents Magazine seal. And it's so thrifty. A 5-cent package makes 2 full quarts. Just add Kool-Aid to water with ice. Add some sugar and stir.
for the very best drink you ever made.
Be sure that the envelope says Kool-Aid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live as you're going to sleep, but we are starting the evening right with Mr. James Jones. We better turn this song off right here. We're joined here with Miss Chelsea. As you've probably heard on the podcast, you'll hear it next week, right before All Hallows Eve. Miss Chelsea, you're here, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, we're joined here back from the dead. And I asked you, have you heard about the Jamestown Massacre? And
yes, and I said, all I know is that it was a random, unexpected event where a bunch of people died.
A bunch of people did die, but you know what? Who we have in studio right now?
Who?
Mr. James Jones himself.
Hello.
The one who was behind it.
That's right.
You guys can call me the Rev. James Jones.
Wow. I mean, this is unbelievable. We did a seance a little bit earlier. I don't know if I let you know that, Miss Chelsea.
No.
Well, we did, and we resurrected from the dead the man who made Kool-Aid possible. You drank that Kool-Aid. You drank it. Yeah. No lean in it. And the man with, what, how many followers?
I have 1,000 followers that I kept to the bitter end.
What a legend.
Yes. But I want to say there's a lot of things, a lot of lies people like to say about me. And just in general, people like to lie. And I just like to say that I obviously didn't do anything wrong. Why would I do that? And if anyone disagrees, I'll kill their children.
Wow. Well, this is Halloween week. That's a little harsh. That's just the way you work, huh? You seem a little creepy, Mr. Jones. Have you been around this earthly environment for a while?
Well, I've been in a graveyard for about 30 years. It's a little creepy.
It is. Ms. Chelsea, do you have any questions for this man right now? Because I know your phone's going to die just like this man's career did about 35 years ago.
Oh, wow. What's it like being dead?
Well, I lived with people and I died with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember being dead, really. I was dead.
That's true. Now, let's go back to this. Now, how did you get them 1,000 followers, Mr. James Jones?
By cunning charm.
Wow, you do seem charming. Do you feel his charm, Miss Chelsea?
I'm just kidding.
He's getting real fired up with this.
Oh, yes.
I'm just trying to tilt the ghost.
Well, he has his Bible out or whatever that is.
We're looking at some verses, of course,
sorry.
like always. You know?
Of course.
My administration was put on this earth, to liberate the people, and everyone should join the People's Temple. And we're in Guyana, and you guys can come work for very little money. And
Wait, what?
if you can come and go as you leave, but we'll just hold your children ransom till you come back.
What kind of... Is that how you got followers back in the day?
That's how we did it back then. We just yelled at them until they did it. There was nothing else to do. TV sucked. There was no internet. So just listen to the crazy guy.
Yeah, that's weird. What's in Guyana? How did you find?
Well, we were just driving one day, and then we ended up in Africa. And I was like, well, hell.
Oh, okay.
And they follow me. They're my followers. So, we're just
That's
a big
right.
caravan. That's how we got there,
Wow, and that couldn't be even more apropos for this day and age. But
Yeah.
so you had a caravan of people, and these were real followers. They weren't paid for followers. Is
Nope,
what you're
they
saying.
were not. Nope. They couldn't even pay to leave.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not like 2018.
Right. I guess as the history does repeat itself. Now, you said that. How many followers did you do? How many did you have at that?
Well, there was a few pregnant ones too. So they were, but those are my future followers. Because once people didn't really want to leave, or I wouldn't let them leave. It's kind of people. It was hard to get people in too. So
True.
Just
Hard to get them out.
mostly just kids were my new ones.
Right.
And brainwash them. With the the
Jim-
Lord's the Lord.
I keep saying James Jones, but it's Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Sorry.
Some people call me James.
Right.
But I like Jim.
I went to the
Jim Jones.
I went there today.
You can just call me the Rev though.
The Rev. Well, the Rev. So you had an audience up here, and you took your followers with you, which I think in this day and age, right, Miss Chelsea, when followers follow you to wherever you're going, I mean, especially to Africa. I mean, shit, you had a really good following.
Oh yeah. You could say that for sure.
Yeah. Did you cross platform?
Across continents.
Wow.
Wow. So on this very special Halloween episode, we have raised from the dead Mr. Jim Jones, the reverend who massacred all your followers.
They drank all by themselves. They wanted to drink it. They wanted to join me in we lived together, so we should have died together.
I mean, that's how we think here at What's the Play and What's the Play Games, but maybe not to that extreme. So, Chelsea, do you have any kind of questions? I mean, how do you follow a cult? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
What are cults even like, man? I don't know anything about cults.
Power.
Wow. By who?
Me, I had all the power. They had none.
Wow.
Other guys who had holding guns to make sure they didn't leave, they had power as well. But basically, it was I was God. So
You're God.
Basically, it's some weird farm in Africa, but I was the God there.
How would you, if you had to give advice to someone who wanted to start their own cult, what would you say?
Try to get more chicks if you're gonna,
What if you are a chick?
Yeah.
Well, then bring your friends. That's what I would say. The more the merrier. Dudes kind of, if they disagree with my cult following or whatever I say, it's a little harder to make them do what I want. The chicks, I can just scare the shit out of them, and then I just take their children, hold them hostage, and then they do what I want.
Wow.
The dudes don't really care so much, so...
Right. And you're not a very big guy.
No, I'm not. But I have guys around me carry guys, so it makes up for it.
And I think leading into that, that's kind of what was your downfall in 1970-something, right? You told your guys to shoot the senator at that time that came to investigate you?
Yeah, the congressman?
Yeah, the congressman, that's right.
Yeah, he kind of had it coming.
He had it coming.
You know, they were spying on me. They had people passing notes and whatnot, and
wow.
It's just like, who passes notes? You know, we're not in, like, 4th grade, you know? And I just don't really, you know, I don't think that's right. You know, I'm trying to build a utopian society with different cultures and ethnicities and everything, and they're passing notes to congressmen?
What a bunch of pussies.
They had to go. You know?
You're actually turning me, I'm like ready. Chelsea, are you ready? Miss Chelsea, are you ready to join this man? Because he kind of like half has me right now.
Resurrected. Let's resurrect this thing. Let's get
That's why
going.
he resurrected to recruit us.
Holy shit.
We will not go to Guyana.
Guyana? No more Guyana.
I got a farm in Utah we can go to. It's closer. It might not be as big, so it'll be easy to fence it off. It'll save money.
Right. And I'm not sure how much the United States really cares about you.
We could probably get the neighbors to pay for the fence around it, so they won't see us either. That's the way to do it.
There's a lot of fence building nowadays.
Yeah.
What a strategy.
Yeah. I don't know where I heard it, but, you know, I think it's a good one. I can pay for it myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, if there's anybody, because I want to say there's a James Jones artist that's come after you. Did you ever think about copyright infringement?
I thought about trying to get him to join the cult and then killing him.
Is that what you do?
He has different ideas.
Just slowly, though, you know. Because he doesn't look anything like me. But there's little Jim Jones Jr., actually.
Oh.
And he looks nothing like me. Not at all.
What does he look like, Mr. Jim Jones?
Well, if you don't know, I'm a white man.
Yes, you are.
Dead for 30 years, so I'm really pasty.
Very pasty.
You know?
Very pasty.
I just got resurrected, so I'm not really sure what my son looks like anymore. He could have got maybe what Michael Jackson did. I'm not really sure. Or he could be a chick now. But
wow.
Last I seen, he was a little black kid.
Black kid? Well, you did have a lot of African-American followers.
Very, very much so. We started San Francisco, actually.
Uh-huh.
And
I mean, it was probably even. I would say white, Caucasian, and African-American were pretty even match.
Pretty good
I don't think you had any Mexicans. Or Filipinos. Chelsea, do you hear this? Originally, I don't think he had Mexicans or Filipinos in this motherfucker.
Maybe let anyone
Are you
in.
singling us out?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys, we would take anybody. If you got money and you're, I can tell you what to do and you'll do it. You're more than welcome.
Well,
That's pretty
maybe
much
back then we
requirements.
might have not had money.
Do you take clip with music videos?
Well, you didn't really have to have money because if I would just exploit your ability to work, like I would make you plow fields or something like that until your back went out, and then probably cook you and feed you to my people.
Jesus Christ! Well, you know, what I mean, with paradise like that, I don't know why they didn't stay with you.
Well, in the Bible it does say to work with your hands. You know, backbreaking work is good for you. You know, and I exploited the crap out of that.
Well, you know, Chelsea, I know you're up north, and I'm sitting right next to this creepy ass gentleman, and it is All Hallows Eve week. And do you only come during this week? I mean, no, hold on. That's a really weird question. Let's wind that back. Do you only come to inhabit the earth during this week, when the spirit veil is very thin?
Well, unlike my followers, I can come and go as I please.
Shit. All right.
As long as, the benefit of being me.
That is the benefit of being
you. Yeah.
Chelsea, did you? I know that you do. You like some beverages that might have some fruit involved. Did you want to ask him? Maybe some powder. You might stir in that.
You talking about Kool-Aid?
The red Kool-Aid is the best for masking cyanide.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's just, also a little bit, and maybe mix a little bit of antifreeze in there, and it'll sweeten it up just so they won't taste it, and it'll give the cyanide a little extra kick, you know?
Motherfucker, you were. I mean, why didn't you give him? Man, I don't know how.
Is that the reason why the red one is the mascot?
Yeah. Is
there a meaning behind that?
You're a racist.
Well, that happened after I believe I died, so I'm not really sure about that. But I think, probably. I mean, everything after that had to do with me, right? I'm not really sure. I assume everything has to do with me now, right?
So how long you saw everybody dying in front of you, all your followers?
I like that. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow, I wouldn't want that on my.
Cool.
Yeah,
Chill.
Miss Chelsea, would you want that to happen to your Instagram followers or our Instagram followers, or really the same thing?
Well,
Obviously not.
Yeah, I don't wish that upon any of my followers.
Well, it's better that than they leave. If they're not mine, they're nobody's. That's how I look at it.
Actually, you know what? That's an interesting subject because I've actually had to call out a lot of fucking idiots because they're still doing that archaic method of following you and then you follow them back because why not? They look like decent people. And then they drop you like in a second. So I have a standard little message that goes out to them and I say, listen, I'm sorry that you're a piece of garbage and I'm sorry that that's how you actually get followers. You've been exposed, bitch. And I don't think that... And I don't... And yeah, exactly. We screenshot...
Do you actually do that?
Yeah, we screenshot everything. So what I want to make sure is that Mr. Jones over here... That's what's crazy because Mr. Jones over here, who actually killed his followers, they kind of came on their own volition.
They killed themselves so they could join me in this journey in the afterlife, which we just left.
So how terrible does it make those people who follow you to unfollow be?
Makes it pretty hard to unfollow. I mean, it's like if you follow me that far, you're pretty much committed for eternity.
Right.
Right?
Well, what do you think, Miss Chelsea? Maybe he didn't answer my question, but do you get what I'm saying?
Did we rephrase it, baby?
About the follow and follow thing?
Yeah, like so people who follow me just to follow, and then they just to get me to follow them back, and then they unsubscribe.
Back then it worked a lot better because people like weren't as like keen on checking. But now it's like this, like in today's age, like people know, and they will like call you out on it.
Absolutely.
See, what you do is you go to their house, you take their kids, and you bring them to your house, and then you say, hey, whatever you want to be subscribe to me or whatever, add me, whatever it is.
We add you?
I there was, I don't want to really let it out there, but yes, I invented the internet. You know.
Well, we have Jim Jones to thank for that. We thought it was Al Gore, but now it's...
Al Gore stole it from me, but...
Jim Jones.
It was Jim Jones. It was me. Jim Jones. The real Jim Jones.
Hey, they just haven't got to know the real Jim Jones.
The one and only, because I don't know the other one. I don't know. There's probably a lot of Jim Jones. It's a pretty common name, Jones. Jim. You
That's
know?
true. That's true.
Jim Jones, like the most, like... It's like Mike Smith. Like, it's so, like, basic.
I bet most people probably named their kid Jim Jones now.
Because of you.
Right, I imagine so, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
think there's a hip-hop artist, Jim Jones.
See?
I don't think that's his real name.
I don't know what hip-hop is, but...
Oh, that's right. It was before your time. That's right. I think you missed it by 3 years, actually. Sugar Hill Gang came out, like, 79.
But I do like Kool-Aid a whole lot.
There's John Jones. He's like a superhero.
He is. He's the greatest fighter on the planet. That could be a spawn of you somehow, some way.
Well, anything great could be a spawn of me. You know, anything that is great.
I don't think.
Or greatness.
Well,
or
we love how humble you are.
You're very non. Yeah, you're very not humble.
Just don't pass any notes around me. It really bothers me. You know, it's my pet peeve. You know.
Well, we're really glad to have met you. Can you just tell us a little bit, real quick? Can you give us some insight so we know what not to do in the future? Because anything you say, pretty much, don't you think, Chelsea? Anything that he pretty much says for the future, we'll just do the opposite. I think.
Yep, I agree.
I'm also a very, very manipulative cult leader who's probably going to lie to you to get whatever I want. So,
so we should take what you say literally.
If I tell you that, then you should probably, I don't know. I mean,
you've spun your own head.
I think I confused myself with that one.
Reverse psychology.
I'm so confused.
If I get more than 1,000 people, I'll be pretty stoked.
Shit, I know why they followed you because I'm just like fucking like I'll follow you.
But I only know how to make Kool-Aid for 1,000, you know, so I'm not really sure. You know,
well, we have 1,500 followers.
Well, you have to use a lot more Kool-Aid.
Why not use Capri Sun?
Yeah, Capri Sun.
It just doesn't have the same. You can really like adjust how much you put in there. You know. I mean, with Capri Sun, it's not. It's already comes in like a bag.
I love Powerade.
But I only seen that for like a year or two before. You know, I don't know.
Well, you know your own methods.
Yeah, and if you can still taste it, you just pour antifreeze and it works.
Well, I might know a little something about mashed potatoes. But in saying that, well, Miss Chelsea, do you have any questions for Mr. Jim Jones here, the co-leader, on this very Hallow special evening eve podcast?
Thinking Halloween. Oh, that's crazy. Halloween is so close. October flew by so fast.
Well, this is going to be released on Tuesday, the night before. It's where the veil is so thin that's why we have it. So like when we release this, and Jim Jones is here today. Oh God, that sounded. Whoa! What the fuck was that? Did you hear that, Miss Jones?
What is that? Like a ring?
That was you.
Oh, from here, that's a train.
Well, Mr. Jim Jones got to be
People leaving? You know what I say when people leave? I go, mother, 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 mother. Don't do what you're doing.
I live like close to a street, so I hear like noises all the time. And I'm just
Did you just interrupt the Mr. Jim Jones' sermon?
Sorry, I'm only sent by God.
God is his vehicle.
I have his cell phone number, and he calls me.
You guys slide into each other's DMs?
He says he's God. I'm not really sure. I just got a text message one day, and he said, "This is God," and so I pretty much am basing everything off him. So,
well, I would too.
Yeah, right. I got a book from Barnes and Nobles.
Really, you do?
Yeah, they had it back then. Mm-hmm. And I also had.
Wait, are you using my podcast as a vehicle for promotion right now?
Yes, you guys need to join the People's Temple.
People's Temple.
And
is there a website?
You know what? I haven't had a chance to make a website yet. I just was resurrected. I did invent the internet, but I didn't make websites. I'm more of a idea guy. They went a long way with it. I'm pretty impressed.
We could learn a lot from you, Mr. Jim Jones.
Oh yeah. A good way to keep I know a few ways to keep followers around. That's for sure. I got some secrets.
And see, that's the problem that I was running into. These people would follow me, and then they'd just drop off, and I'd have to send them an angry message. I think your message would be much angrier.
The message you leave would be, mothers, please, don't do this. Lay down and die with your children, but don't leave.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Was that
yeah, because it's much more. They live with me. I love them. How could they leave me? And not die with me?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they not want to die with me?
He doesn't have to have that problem because no one would ever unfollow him.
Yeah, well, that was also 1976, Chelsea, and I'm so glad that we've evolved. I think on that note, we're going to have to get rid of this guest. Banish him back to the afterlife. Banish. Well, we do thank him for being on this very special Hallows Eve. Miss Chelsea, I know that you have to get out of here because it's time to go to bed. And I appreciate...
It's only 3:30 in the morning.
That's right. But you know what? We're so dedicated to our cause and so dedicated to our company. And we're so dedicated, unlike Jim Jones's followers. No, they were pretty dedicated. But everybody else...
Dedicated and drugged.
Oh, God, he came back. Okay, so thank you, Miss Chelsea. It's been a pleasure having you on the Who Cares the podcast. And do you want to say anything to your millions of subscribers? And do you want to give a shout-out to your fan page listeners? Or are they listening?
Any of you guys actually know, or 1999, thank you for remembering me. Shout out to y'all, the OG.
What was some of their names? If you want to just give them a big shout out.
Shout out to, let's see.
If they're creepers, we don't want to though.
Huh?
If they're kind of weird, we don't want to give them any love. Are they cool?
Well, the only fan page creator I remember is Island. Remember him? I talked about him.
That's right.
Yeah, he actually was friends with Jay Stu, too.
But didn't they have a little falling out or something? They were, fighting? Beefing?
Oh, yeah, we were, 10. That drama doesn't count.
I don't know. That was only 8 years ago, so...
Yeah, only 8 years ago.
I mean, I'm not over some beef 8 years ago either. But I know thank you so much, Miss Chelsea. And everybody out there, make sure to look for all of her fantastic graphic design, where the future meets the past meets the future and smacks you right in your face. You thought I was going to say ass, didn't you? Where it hits you right in the face, and you will never forget the name Chelsea Menace. You will never forget the name What's the Play Games. And thank you so much, Miss Chelsea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You have a beautiful night.
You too. Have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Oh! Who's that I see walking in these woods? Why, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. We sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Listen to me, Little Red Riding Hood. I don't think little big girls should go walking in these spooky old woods alone. Oh, what big eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drive fools mad. So just to see that you don't get chased, I think I ought to walk with you for a ways. What full lips you have, they're sure to lure someone bad. So until you get to Grandma's place, I think you ought to walk with me and be safe. I'm gonna keep my sheep suit on till I'm sure that you've been shown that I can be trusted walking with you alone. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, I'd like to hold you if I could, but you might think I'm a big bad wolf, so I won't. Oh, what a big heart I have, the better to love you with. Little Red Riding Hood, even bad wolves can be good. I'll try to keep satisfied just to walk close by your side. Maybe you'll see things my way before we get to Grandma's place. Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad